Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. It's Code Karen. Welcome to r/relationships advice, where we have an incredible story with comments and updates. If you're new to this channel, a sub would be great. Let's jump to the story. Our story is my 20 female sister's 28 female behavior towards my boyfriend, 21 male, is horrendous. This is going to be long. I'm warning you. I'm angry. I'm frustrated and I'm shaking. I need to write it down and hear some advice. My sis is just so creepy towards my boyfriend. I can't take it anymore. She was really spoiled by my parents when she was young because she was their first child. She always wants everything, and when we were little, she always used to steal my toys, books, clothes, etc. I was never allowed to touch any of her things, but she constantly stole my stuff and was always rude to me. My mom, for some reason, has always preferred her over me, and thus, most of the time, I was told to let it go. Due to this, I have lots of resentment towards her, and I don't really like her. I'm honestly sick of her behavior and just want some peace and quiet in my house. My mom called me 2 weeks ago, pleading to let my sis stay with me because she doesn't have a job right now and she can't stay alone during quarantine. Both my parents are high risk. My mom has heart problems and my dad is asthmatic. So I thought I should let her stay with me and my boyfriend instead of letting her go to my parents in case she infects them. There's been a few cases where she is located, so I don't want to risk it. Now I'm honestly starting to regret it. Her behavior is creepy and strange and downright disgusting. First of all, she doesn't respect me at all. She's constantly ignoring me while having long talks with my boyfriend. She doesn't leave my boyfriend alone. She flirts with him and constantly tries to touch him by using cheap tricks. When we watch movies, she pushes me away and tries to snuggle with my boyfriend. She slaps his butt when he walks by and loudly tells him how he has a perky little butt. She also runs her fingers through his hair every day, saying, "Whoa, your hair is so soft," or some crap like that. WTF? These are all just excuses to touch him. She just needs a chance. Another thing she does is ask him if he has abs so she can touch his torso. Or say, "Did you see this thing I lost? Maybe it's in your pocket, let me see," to proceed to pat his thighs. One time, she wanted help with hooking her bra and she just walks out in her underwear. She came to our room and my boyfriend was in the bathroom. The logical thing to do is just ask me. I'm her sister. But what does she do? She just waits for my boyfriend and asks him instead, even though I'm sitting right there. I think I looked very upset because my boyfriend just told her no, and she went back to her room. She didn't try that again. This is not even everything. My boyfriend and I can't even talk to each other without her interrupting us. She barges into our room with no warning. A few days ago, we were trying to have sex, and I don't know how she realized it and started banging on the door, claiming to have a headache. I opened the door and asked her what was wrong. I told her I had pills for it, but she just said she doesn't trust me and she wanted to talk to my boyfriend instead. After disturbing us, she was suddenly completely fine and her headache disappeared miraculously. She just came into our bedroom and started talking to my boyfriend. We were literally half naked and there was no way she didn't know. This is driving me crazy. What does she want? Why is she like this? It's not like I didn't talk to her. I was so angry she interrupted us because she has been doing this since she came here. I was feeling horny and angry. I just told her to get out and that we needed some time alone. I don't want to go into details, but we had a small argument and she started crying. The thing is, she never accepts it. She's completely blind to what she's doing. She denies doing it and sheds tears, which ends up making me feel bad instead. My boyfriend is so uncomfortable by all of this. He looks exhausted all the time. He's trying his best to be nice, but she's all over him all the time. He's usually very introverted, shy, and quiet. He's not very confrontational, and I know this is bothering him. When I talked to him about it, he just commented that it was a bad idea to invite her to stay here. He also said not to invite her ever again. I want to know why she is like this. How can I make her see what she's doing? I'm done dealing with her. I don't want to see her ever again. but she's my parents' favorite child, and no matter how hard I try, I can never escape her. Whenever I try to cut contacts with her, my mom calls me and begs me to forgive her. My mom doesn't want to see her daughters fighting with each other, and she always says how she wants us to be together forever. But I can't do this. How am I supposed to deal with this? Can someone please tell me? My mom is always taking my sister's side in everything, and it's always me who has to be understanding and smart and older when I'm the younger one here. Please tell me I'm not overreacting. How do I make my mom and sister realize that I'm sick of dealing with this? Carrie Derrick says, kick her out. She is sexually harassing your boyfriend. You can't control what your parents do. They will probably take her in from what you said here. That's on them. If you push your relationship by keeping her in your house, despite her making your boyfriend rightfully uncomfortable with behavior you clearly recognize as wrong, that's on you. If you are feeling super generous, I guess you could have a very frank conversation with her, preferably with your boyfriend in the room, that what she is doing is not only disrespectful of your relationship with your boyfriend, but sexual harassment. Point out she is if she is dumb enough to continue doing this in your house. You will be forced to kick her out. You are well within your rights to just boot her butt now. Proof Rockin' says, it's really, really terrible of you to force your man to endure sexual harassment and assault because you don't want to deal with your mom sniveling over the phone. She raised this monster. She can pay for her hotel room. Complete Entry says, have the conversation with your boyfriend. It's time for her and her porn logic to hit the road. She's not blind to what she's doing. She knows exactly what she is doing. I wouldn't even offer to take her to your parents' house. Pack your stuff and hit the curb. Seems about the right wavelength for this garbage. And don't let your parents guilt trip you. If they want to have a favorite, that's their problem. Fluff Bucket Fester says, she is harassing your significant other, and you have done very little to protect him against her. You know exactly what she's doing and why. You have a choice. Let her stay and ruin your relationship, or grow a spine and kick her out. Don't want to deal with your mom crying on the phone? Don't answer. Don't want your sister to be homeless? Not your problem. She had her chance and she blew it. Pack up her stuff and throw her out. Keep your significant other out of this and make sure she can't claim you got physical with her while throwing her out. This is not acceptable, and I think you are an absolute idiot for not dealing with this sooner. Recia says, I just wanted to address your worry that she'll cry if you kick her out and you'll relent. You really need to reframe what's happening. She's crying because she wants to maintain a situation where she's sexually harassing your boyfriend. Is that what you're going to choose? Imagine if it was reversed and it was your boyfriend's brother doing this to you. Would you want him to prioritize your safety and comfort over the abuser? If you let her stay, then you're showing your partner that he can't trust you to protect him. I'd really invite you to take ownership of responsibility for this situation because this is totally on you whether this continues. Every time she cries or screams or begs to stay, ask yourself, do I want my boyfriend to be sexually harassed? If the answer is no, then hold firm. You need to kick her out now. Like, don't wait a second longer. You can do this. Update from OP. Hi. First of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your help. I'm really grateful for the support that I received here, and all those little messages some of you sent me really made me understand the situation I was in. The many, many comments I read here gave me the strength I needed to talk to my sister. Thank you guys. I should probably tell you that this might not be the perfect bad A ending you were all expecting, and I apologize for that. I've always had a hard time standing up against my sister. Like I said in my original post, my boyfriend doesn't like confrontations either, and he's also a huge people pleaser, which makes this situation harder for both of us. Nevertheless, I finally decided to talk to my sister yesterday. She was actually sitting in my living room in her underwear and bra, and I completely lost it. I told her multiple times to wear some clothes, but she said it was too hot, which it was not. She then made a small comment about me being insecure about my boyfriend liking her or something like that, and that made me angry. I sat her down and we talked. I told her she was making me uncomfortable. She was making my boyfriend uncomfortable, and we wanted her to leave. She looked very shocked by it because I don't think I have ever talked to her like that. She immediately apologized though. She said she didn't know or some other bull, which I wasn't going to fall for this time. I gave her an ultimatum. She needed to pack her stuff and get out in 3 hours. She looked very emotional and she apologized a lot, said sorry a lot, and told me she loved me. She said she would never intentionally try to hurt me. If I misunderstood her actions, it wasn't her fault. She kept saying she didn't know. She said she was just trying to be friendly to my boyfriend, which is not true at all. I asked her if sexually harassing someone was friendly to her, and she started crying. By this time, my boyfriend, who was in our bedroom, avoiding my sister and her skimpy clothing, came to support me. She kind of directed questions towards him. She asked him if she was making him uncomfortable. He said yes, and she cried and apologized. She then tried to gain his sympathy by saying that I was kicking her out when she had no place to go. She also lied that I was always mean to her. She completely ignored me and asked him if she could stay. She had nowhere else to go. Of course he said no. What did she think? I will forever remember the look on her face. So yeah, she actually refused to leave, cried a lot, and said she was jobless and she didn't have money, no place to stay, no friends, etc. I told her she had no friends because she was a biatch, the first time I said something like this to my sister. She then tried to guilt trip me to let her stay by repeating the words, "I'm your sister, family, I love you," etc. Me and my boyfriend helped her pack all her stuff and put it next to her car. I told her that she can stay in her car. I didn't care. I wanted her to go. It wasn't really epic like some of you wanted. I was actually crying a little while I was shouting at her because I was shaking so much. At one point, my boyfriend had to tell me to calm down. It was just so overwhelming. I'm just glad she's gone. She did leave eventually. She was calling someone, and I'm pretty sure she went back to her own flat. Thank God she's not going to my parents because I don't think she knows how to quarantine. I know she won't quarantine, and this was the main reason I was hesitant to kick her out. 2 to 3 hours after she left, my mom called me and yelled at me for kicking her out. I shouldn't have been shocked when she accused my boyfriend of bothering my sister. My mom also asked me what kind of man I was dating, I should leave him, etc. I should have expected that, really. I tried to reason with her, but my mom was just angry at me. She asked me things like, "How can you do this to your own sister?" and similar bull. She should be asking my sister. At that point, I was so angry. I was in tears and shaking. I just told her to F off in anger and hung up. It was just a weird day. I'm proud of myself for finally standing up to my sister, but I also don't really feel like getting out of my bed. My boyfriend is back to his cheerful self, and I'm happy about that, but I just feel like such an idiot. I should have realized my mom would never take my side a long time ago. I just don't understand what I did to make my mom so angry at me. Why doesn't she love me? I have done everything she asked me to do, but she never takes my side in things. I just want her to love me and support me for once. It just never happens, and I feel like I'm an idiot for even trying. I think she regrets I was even born. Anyway, I'm done with that. I'm done trying to reason with them. My mom will never believe me. Pretty sure my sister lied to her, so my mom keeps calling and trying to speak to my boyfriend. I'm currently thinking of cutting off all of my family. All they do is make me feel like crap. I deserve better than that. My boyfriend deserves better than that. I apologize for venting. What's done is done. I don't regret it. I'm glad I have my boyfriend and he loves me, unlike my family, and we finally have some alone time. He's been so moody, but right now he's actually cooking and stuff, and he hasn't done that since my sister came here. So yeah, I'm glad she's gone. My boyfriend is glad she's gone. I finally have some peace and quiet in my home. Thank you so much to everyone. I don't think I can thank you all enough. Some of you talked to me, sent me messages, and it really opened my eyes. I'll take care of myself and my boyfriend now. Thank you. IXMX Unicron says, "You said not to expect a bad A ending, but you were a stone cold bad A. I'm so proud of you for self-advocating and for protecting the man you love from a sexual predator. I know that it must have been incredibly painful, but the worst part is over. The infection's gone. It'll still hurt, but keep yourself clean and away from her and you'll make it. Well done. Smexy Porcupine says, "What? This was absolutely bad A. Yeah, maybe you didn't wear a cape, but not all heroes, something something. Here is what you did do. You put the person you loved most first and stood up for him. He will be eternally and rightfully grateful. You learned where you stood with your family, which sounds like it was under the sole of their shoe. You set boundaries. You set yourself up for long-term happiness. Not all families love equally. I had to cut my parents off. For me, it wasn't super difficult, so in that sense, I can't sympathize. I don't have any happy memories of them. However, what I can say is that while blood ties may be stronger than traditional relationships, they are not immune to constant neglect or abuse. I'm proud of you. I remember your last post. I was worried and upset for you, and I'm happy you were able to handle it. When the shaking and anger and rawness passes, you will feel better about everything. I promise." Flinny Winnie says, "Your sister is abusive and your mom is an enabler. I'm sorry, they'll never be on your side. You absolutely did the right thing, and you were totally bad A. You stood up for yourself and your boyfriend and put your foot down. You didn't cave because of the fear of your sister throwing any tantrums and emotionally manipulating you and your boyfriend with every dirty trick in the book. Her gaslighting, crying, guilt-tripping, and lying are absolutely disgusting, not to mention how she turned to your boyfriend to get his sympathy, and your mom getting mad. That's a very healthy and brave thing of you to do. Be proud of yourself. Take your time to work through this emotionally and mentally. Talk to your boyfriend. He's thankfully completely on your side. Maybe even consider therapy. It'll help you with the future stuff in your family, which is bound to happen. Overall, you've done the right thing, even if your family won't understand, even if they will paint you black and your sister will smear you with lies. Take confidence in that, and never forget that."